Hi everyone, it's Kate from The Fold Line. I am back this week with the edit. I hope you're well and having a nice weekend. We've got some really nice patterns this week and also a cool product that we haven't had on the site before, and probably one that maybe you've heard of. Maybe I'll start with that. So we have got Swedish tracing paper, which I know a lot of people use and love. So if you use it already, it's there if you ever need it along with other patterns. If you haven't come across it before, and I admit that I haven't used it, and all the team raved about it, and so we decided to get it. I got a test thing, and I am also, sorry, that's ED. I'm also obsessed with it. I think it's amazing. So it comes on this roll. It's 70 centimeters wide, and you get 20 meters, so you get quite a good chunk. Let me show you it. It is almost in between paper and fabric. So it's much stronger than paper. It doesn't rip in the way that, it doesn't rip the way paper does. Loads of people use it purely just to trace off their sewing patterns, which I think is a really good idea. It's much stronger. As you can see, with my hand through it, you can easily trace off your patterns. So some people just use it for that, like Christina, who works for us, that's all she uses it for. You can also sew with it, I started to have a bit of a play around because I was like, oh, that's really cool. And you can sew through it amazingly well. So you can see here I've got like a kind of seam that I've sewn like that. And so then I was like, oh, well, if you can do that, then surely if you've got something that if you don't want to make a full toile, because let's be honest, none of us really want to make a full toile of anything because we're always looking for shortcuts. Well, most of us are. So I then cut out a kind of bodice front like this. You can see it's a kind of, it's got princess seams in it, and sewed it together. And I thought this would be amazing if you just wanted to do a little bit of like fitting or make sure that the dart's in the right place. So I probably wouldn't use it for a full toile because obviously there's no drape, but if you wanted to use it for a bit, kind of a little bit of fitting, I think it would be really amazing. I mean, it is amazing. Like, look at that, it fits really good, and I sewed sort of round the corner on it and it worked fantastically. So basically I'm completely sold on it. I can see why everyone loves it. It's just really, to be honest, I was absolutely blown away with it and thought, why haven't I had this in my life before? But that's now I've got a roll of it, I'm definitely going to use it. So that is there for you. I'll pop a link to everything that I talk about so you can go and have a proper look. Right, I'll put this to one side. Let's move on to patterns. The first pattern we've got two from Merchant of Mills. The first one is the Merchant of Mills Cassidy jumpsuit. This is fantastical if you are looking for a jumpsuit. So sizing on this is a UK 6 to 30. It's split into two different sizing bandings, so just make sure you double check that you've got the right one. Let's have a look at yield line drawing and then we can get an idea of what is going on. So the main sort of variations with this is you can make it short sleeve or long sleeve, and obviously you could alter the length of the trouser as well if you wanted it sort of, they've cut it so that it's long, but you could also cut it so it's kind of midi and then wear it with a boot, which I thought would look quite nice as well. So you can see that it's got this really nice thick sort of placket that goes round the neckline and down the front where the buttons are. There is a channel sewn through so that there's a tie at the front. The clever detail about this is that the ties only go to the side seam. At the back of the jumpsuit is elastic, and I personally find this, in terms of fitting over one's derriere, much better. If you have the channel that goes all the way back, it ends up kind of bunching around the back and not sitting, the ruching or the gathering doesn't sit evenly when you don't have it sort of stitched down in the way that you do with elastic, because that's obviously what elastic's designed to do, spread out all of the kind of, what I'm trying to say, horrendously. Sorry, I was up at 3 a.m. this morning and I haven't been back to sleep, so I am a bit, my words might not come as easily as they normally do. Other nice details on it, it's got pockets, which is, one would hope and expect, a kind of drop shoulder, and then you can have a long sleeve or short sleeve. I did think actually the short sleeve version would be great. You could then make, especially if you're in the UK where it's a bit colder at the moment, you could have a long sleeve top which you could then wear underneath, or a polo neck it would look really nice with. But I think this is an absolute cracker of a pattern, so if you haven't seen it yet and you're thinking it could actually be a really nice I was thinking like going out sort of jumpsuit as well, so if you've got any events for Christmas, make it in a jazzy fabric and you're good to go. The other pattern we got from them is the Cirrus top. This is, I don't think I said whether the other one was, I didn't. I'm really sorry, the other one comes in paper and PDF, but we haven't got the paper one yet. We're still waiting on that. So PDF only. That one I would probably suggest clicking the option for us to print your pattern sheets for you, because it's going to be a really big, there'll be loads of pieces to stick together. But the paper will come soon, so if you needed to hang on, it will be with us. Back to the Cirrus top. So this is PDF only. Again, paper will be coming. This was quite an interesting pattern from them. So it's kind of a batwing top. It is, I saw it and assumed that it was a jersey pattern, but it is actually designed for lightweight cottons. It's got a jersey ribbing around it, but it is quite, the only thing about this that I thought is that it would be quite tricky to wear it with other things because of the shape of it. So I feel like this is a better, if you're living somewhere where it's a bit warmer, this is probably a kind of warmer top, better warmer kind of climbs, I'd say. Let me have a look at the line drawing so you can have a look. So you can see the shape of it is really kind of voluminous. There is also an optional tie at the bottom with a kind of, it's got a channel sewn through it, so you can kind of ruche it up, and then it becomes quite kind of balloon shaped in the hem, which is also actually very much in at the moment. But it's quite an interesting pattern. Sizing on this one is a UK 10 to 32. So that one is there for you. Next up, we've got a really lovely dress from Emporia Patterns. It's called the Valentina dress, and I think this is absolutely fab. Again, if we're talking like kind of Christmassy events, this one is definitely a good contender. So let's go actually straight to the line drawing so we can have a look at what's going on. You can see that it's really nice. It's got princess seams on it. There's a bust dart as well. It's got this deep V down the front. I like it because it's deep, but it's not too deep, kind of modesty is. There's a really lovely little tie across the back, which kind of stops it falling off your shoulders. If you're prone to that happening, this dress has got you kind of covered. And then there are two different variations, so you can either have it quite plain, or you can have it with a ruffle sewn into one of the princess seams on the bodice. The skirt is panelled, and then there's and then there's a panel of gathering. So it's actually quite an involved make, as in there's lots of different pieces. It does mean that you can get the fit on this absolutely perfect, because all these different seams means that you can take bits in without it being a real faff. I just think it was really lovely pattern, and I think it's the sort of thing that looks, you can see they've photographed it on lots of different people, which I really like, in different prints, and it looks totally different in a plain fabric to a printed fabric. But yeah, it felt like a really fun dress, and I feel like it's the sort of thing that if you like it and it works for you, you could wear it as just like a summer dress down to the beach, or you could wear it as something quite dressy. But it's quite a classic sort of shape, and it's the sort of thing that sort of wouldn't kind of go out of style. So PDF only for this one, and sizing is a UK 6 to 28. So that one is definitely worth having a bit of a peek at. Next up, we've got a really fab pattern from Puff and Pencil. It's the wavy hem dress with the slim sleeve. Sizing on this is a UK 6 to 24, PDF only. This style of dress is absolutely bang on for the high street at the moment. I saw so many of these. All made in jersey, some of them made with like the sleeve in a sheer fabric and the bodice in a obviously not in a sheer fabric, or wearing it, making the whole thing in a sheer fabric and wearing like a slip underneath. Very, very 90s. But yeah, this sort of style is so in. So it's got a really lovely sort of boat neck shape. Sleeve are optional. And then they finished it with that kind of curly hem, which again is very, very 90s and very much in at the moment. But yeah, it's a really simple pattern, but if you are looking for a kind of good core basic, this is definitely worth having a look at. You could also cut it off and make it into a top as well, so then you kind of get 2 for the price of 1. So yes, that one is there. And then we have got a really great pattern from Bobbins and Buttons. It's called the Amanda Shirt and Dress. This is a real classic shirt with a shirt dress option. So let me show you a couple of pictures so you can get an idea of what's going on. I really like the cut of this. So there are bust darts on this, and then it's cut with a bit of flair into it, so it's quite a relaxed sort of fit. The collar on it is very classic. It does look like it's got a slightly larger than normal kind of stand and fall on the collar. And then the shirt dress is I actually kind of think I prefer the shirt dress. I love how they've styled it with something underneath. Is really, I love this sort of stuff, but I think it's great. It comes with a tie as well. So if you are looking for something like that, that is definitely worth going and having a look at. That is it from me this week. I hope that was good and you found something you liked. I will be back soon with another video. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.